I wonder what happens when you take an aerial faith plate and you drop it onto an aerial faith plate. Aerial faith plate inception! Aww. Hey you guys, AntVenom here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And today I'm going to be showing you guys the third version of the reconstructed portal gun mod for Minecraft 1.4.7. And if you guys have never played Portal before, I highly recommend you guys give it a try because it is an amazing game. And this mod definitely does its justice, at least a lot more so than the previous versions of the mod did. And the first thing you guys may have noticed if you have seen the original versions of the portal gun mod is that the portal gun itself now actually has a model. It's not like a two-dimensional thing like a typical weapon would have. It actually has a three-dimensional model, and the only reason why there are like those weird white lines at the tip of it, the only reason those are there is because of some anti-aliasing problems, but otherwise it's not a problem with the mod itself. But anyways, so before I go getting into the crafting recipes for the portal gun and then all of the other things that are included with this mod, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about the basic functionality of the portal gun and how to get it to work. So just like in regular Portal, all you have to do is just left click to launch a blue portal, you right click to launch an orange portal, and there we go. And if you're a little bit far away, it does this weird planing thing where like it's, I don't know, it's really weird. The portals just need to be moved like a millimeter away from the wall for that to not happen. But anyways, in previous versions of the mod, you could actually see through the portal, but I think this being more of a test version, it is not implemented right now. But as you can see, it does wind up working. If I go ahead and I launch under here and I launch under here, we're going to start gaining speed like crazy. Wow, 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 wow. And I launch right there. Oh, and we are way up in the air. Okay, let's do this. Let's just mess around a little bit. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and let's stop this now. But yeah, so that's how you launch portals. If you want to go ahead and you want to reset them, like you just want them to go away, you hit R on your keyboard. And if you want to pick up blocks with the portal gun, you go ahead and you hit G. So you look at a block, you hit G, and then bam, and then you can just let go of it by left clicking it. Let's go ahead and let's right click it, and then it kind of gets launched a little bit weird. Let's see here. So bam. Okay, let's see here. Right click. There we go. Look how far away we. Jeez, Oz. Look at that. Look at that. Man, if only the physics gun was included with this. There is the gravity gun mod, which has the physics gun. But, okay, I find this really entertaining. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Go away. Let's try that one more time. Go away. Yeah, there we go. See, so you can have a lot of fun with this. But anyways, now let's go ahead and let's get into the crafting recipes and whatnot of the portal gun itself, and then getting into everything else that this mod has to offer. So the portal gun itself is crafted with normal blocks. It just takes obsidian, diamond, and ender pearl and iron ingots in this fashion, and this will give you the default portal gun that allows you to fire both the left and right portal. Now, there are a couple of different subtypes of the portal gun that allows of different, properties. So the default portal gun is the main thing you're going to need. If you combine that with a light blue dye, you're going to get yourself the Atlas portal gun, which is one of the co-op players portal guns. You'll get Peabody's if you dip it in dandelion yellow, and then you'll get the bacon gun if you have a pork chop on the end of it here. So let's go ahead and let me show you guys what those do. So if I fire with Atlas's gun, you notice that the portal colors are a little bit different. So if I were to go through this portal, I'm going to wind up coming out of the purple portal there. And then again, if I use Peabody's gun here, it's going to do yellow and red, which is awesome. Yeah, so it allows for some interesting co-op opportunities. You also have this one as well, the bacon one, which apparently is supposed to have random colors for the portal, but I think these are things you can assign via like the config file or something like that. But yeah, so there we go. And then there's one more subtype as well that I searched high and low for a recipe and I simply could not find it. Oh, I'm putting those in the wrong chest, whatever. Actually, let's go ahead and let's reset the portals here first so we don't have this cluster on the wall here. There we go. So there was one more that I wound up finding, and I couldn't find the crafting recipe for it. But there's also the potato gun, which has the portal OS on the end of it. I think there's a way to craft the portal OS that involves redstone and a potato or something like that. But again, I really couldn't figure it out. I thought I had seen the recipe at one point, but I didn't wind up finding it when I was actually looking for it. But anyways, if you combine this and the regular portal gun, you're going to get the potato gun, which has GLaDOS on the end of it, who talks to you. I guess in this case, who doesn't really feel like talking. When you first install the mod, I noticed that GLaDOS talked to me, and yeah, it's pretty amusing. And then this one, in and of itself, has more of like a shaded colors of the portals. So again, that's yet another one. If you wanted to play like up to 4 players or something like that, you could do that. And I do believe this mod has multiplayer support for like as many people as you would want to play with. So anyways, moving on here, another thing that you can craft is called the Portal Spawner, and if you guys have played regular Portal, you probably would know what this is. Basically, it allows you to spawn a portal on the wall. And actually, let's go ahead and let's reset this here. There should be a way to, like, reset all of the portals. But anyways, so if you take iron ingots, diamonds, and an ender pearl in this fashion, it allows you to spawn a portal spawner. So if I go ahead and I set this down right here, you right-click on the wall, and then it says, do you want the portals to be cut? Or do portals close when redstone power is cut? In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to hit no. And then you can select which color of portal you want to get placed down when it gets powered. So if you want to only have one specific person be able to go through it, like these two are the original portal gun. This is Atlas's portal gun, Peabody's portal gun, the bacon portal gun, and the potato portal gun. So there's 5 different types. So if I want to have it open up a blue portal right here, when I power this with redstone, you see that it'll do that. And if I right click here, bam, that's all it takes. And then if I wanted to, I could set it up in such a way. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. But you could set it up in such a way where that when the redstone signal is cut, let's just see here. So I hit yes to that. So when the redstone signal is cut, it will go away. So redstone signal's cut, it goes away and stuff. And yeah, and that's awesome. So anyways, all right, let's go ahead and let's move on here because again, we have a lot to cover. So there's also a different variation of portal guns that you can get called the single portal guns. And if you guys have played the original game of Portal, you would know what these are. These are the portal guns that only allow you to fire one portal. So if you're trying to make a map or something, then you can go ahead and you can create these and it allows for some cool customization options for maps. And the way that they're made is by you cook up the blue portal gun, the one that has the blue icon. You don't need a lava bucket, but you just cook it in a furnace and you can get the single colored portal gun. If you do that with the orange one, you will get this one right here. And then if you put the two of them together in a crafting bench, you'll get the regular default one back. Again, allows for some interesting opportunities with the map making and whatnot. And this is just an example of, how the arrangement works. You put the default one in and you get the single colored default portal gun in exchange. All right, moving on here. So from Portal 2 comes this is from Portal 1, I believe, the long fall boots. Wow, I really know my Portal stuff. But anyways, the way that this works is you place the iron ingots and the obsidian in this fashion, and you get a single long fall boot, and if you craft 2 of them, you can get the double long fall boots, and these are the ones that you can equip right here, which completely disable you from taking any kind of damage at all. So let's go ahead and let's type in game mode survival here. Bam. No damage whatsoever. Just nothing. Just absolutely nothing. So definitely a necessity if you want to go and create any complex maps. So moving on here, this one is a little bit different. This is something that can be configured in the config file for the mod, though I don't really see anyone ever using it, but I wanted to bring it up anyways because it's there. If you take an ender pearl and you put it into a crafting bench, you will, or into a crafting square, you will get 8 ender pearl dust in exchange. And what these can be used for, if you configure your game for it, is it allows you to have fuel for the portal gun. And I believe it uses one of these every single time you fire a portal, and when you run out, then you will no longer be able to fire the portal gun. Again, something that's kind of weird. It's not something I think I'd really want to use myself, but hey, the option is there nonetheless. So moving on here, the weighted storage cube and the weighted companion cubes are something that were implemented into the game, or into this mod. They are crafted as such right here, or at least the weighted storage cube is crafted with 4 stone and 4 iron ingots, and that gets you that. And if you want the weighted companion cube, then you go ahead and you put a rose and the weighted storage cube, I think, into a furnace actually, and you can get them. So let me just go ahead and let me try this here, make sure it doesn't, belong in a regular crafting square. Yeah, you actually have to cook a weighted storage cube with a rose. So roses are now fuel, apparently. So yeah, and then it is amazing. And then apparently if I try and punch it a bunch of times, it takes a while to come out of the ground. You can of course use it for things like pressure plates and whatnot, or you can have fun with it. We can push it around and stuff. Yeah, because that's totally useful. And if we wanted to, we could use the portal gun and pick it up just like normal, I think. Let me right click here. Yeah, see? So we can go ahead and we can, that went a really long way. All right, anyways. So yeah, they serve the basic purposes that, the cubes normally would in Portal. So moving on here, there are music discs that are included with this mod. You might recognize like the radio loop or something like that. Let me go ahead and let me snag a jukebox here so I can just play a quick sample of them. So let me just do that there. Actually, let's put it right there. There we go. So the way that these are made is if I go ahead and I right-click on the furnace here, I think this one right here. If you go ahead and you cook the weighted companion cube, that is going to give you the regular still alive disc as made by Jonathan Colton. And if I go ahead and I right-click here, if you cook up one of those, it'll give you the radio loop. And the radio loop disc is what's used to actually make a regular radio. So let me go ahead and let me give myself the radio here. So if I go ahead and I set this down here. Yeah. Sweet deal. Okay, let's go ahead and... Oh, God. For a second, I thought that was going to loop endlessly. But anyways. And then if you go ahead and you combine 2 radio loops, it's going to give you the Want You Gone song from Portal 2. So let me just go ahead and let me give you guys the quick example of these here.
This was a triumph.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. And then this one, which is absolutely awesome. I would play it throughout the whole video, but I don't want to get flagged with copyright and stuff like that. But yeah, that gives you the idea of the songs that are included with this mod. So anyways, all right, let's go ahead and let's move on here. Again, we still have a lot to go here. Thankfully, though, from that line on, none of that stuff is implemented. So the weighted cube vents are something that when placed on, you know, like a ceiling or where the back of them is placed against a wall, when they're powered with redstone, they will actually drop the cubes that I displayed before. So again, if you're creating a map and you don't want the person to have to craft the cube, you can go ahead and you can have these vents dispense them. The way that they're made is that you place iron, redstone, and glass panes in this fashion, and then you have either the weighted storage cube or the weighted companion cube in the center, and that's going to give you the respective cube vent. And if I go ahead and I power with redstone here, bam, there we go. It's going to drop down. If I power that one with redstone, that one disappears, and then we have this one right here. And these ones, actually, I tried. You cannot punch them out. You can push them around. Let me go ahead and let me grab it here. You can throw it around. Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh my God, that was weird. Hey, I wonder what happens if I put this onto here. Bam. Okay. Come on, fire it back. Okay, it didn't actually go far enough. But hey, funny enough anyways. And I right-click on it again if I want to. And that one over there is going to disappear. So that gives you an idea of how the weighted cube vents work. It just dispenses a regular cube for you. So another thing that was implemented as well, though apparently it says it's not used yet. As you can see in the title, it says unfinished, do not use. This is the Emancipation grid, and the Emancipation grid basically means that when you walk through it, like typically you would place it in a doorway or something like that in a map. You would place it in a doorway, you would walk through it, and any portals and cubes, or not the cubes, any cubes you walk through with it, or any portals that are in the room prior to you will wind up just automatically disappearing, which is useful if you don't want people cheating throughout various portions of the map. You can make all portals force go away. All right, moving on here. So, there are different kinds of turrets that are implemented into the game as well, just like in regular Portal. The way that they're crafted is that you use iron ingots, redstone, and obsidian in this fashion, and that's going to give you the Sentry turret here. But I don't know, there's also a second kind of turret, which I think, though I'm not sure, is a random chance for when you actually craft one of these. Because the way I got this is that I actually went into my inventory, I typed in Sentry turret, and I was pulling these out, and I think one of the ones that I wound up getting wound up being a... wound up being the Oracle turret. Or maybe I typed in turret and that's the one that I got. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's mess around with these just a little bit here. So if I place this one on the ground, this is just a regular Sentry turret. And let me go ahead and let me get myself like, spawn pig or something. And I place it right there. Yeah, piggy dead. Piggy dead.
Can I help you?
And I also try to game mode survival. It appears as if when I walk in front of it, it actually just doesn't trigger me at all. Even if I were to place it, while I'm in survival mode, it just doesn't come after me at all. Kind of weird. Not sure if they're broken, but again, they do work when... Okay, let's see if even if I get in front of the beams there, it just doesn't work. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's get rid of them there. And then again, there's also the Oracle turret, which is the I'm different turret. So let's go ahead and let's right click here.
I'm different.
Yeah.
Thanks anyway.
So that's it's like you almost feel bad for, causing him to killing him.
Thanks anyway.
I almost feel bad. I don't want to do this anymore. And then there's also the defense turrets as well. So if you go ahead and you cook up a Sentry turret, you will get the defective turret. Wow, for some reason I thought it said defensive, but it's the defective turret. Okay, and then I'm not really sure if he does anything. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get back into creative here. Creative. Okay, there we go. Let's try and spawn a pig and see if he'll do anything about it. Let's see here.
Watch and learn, everybody. Watch and learn.
Yeah, so as you can see, defective turret is defective. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and let's put that one away here. Let's move on. So, as I'm sure you guys probably saw from earlier with the weighted companion cube there are also the aerial faith plates, and they are crafted in this fashion with obsidian, glass, redstone, and iron ingots, and they do just what you would expect them to. They launch piggies into forever! Yeah! Oh my god, that was awesome. And of course, they launch items and they launch yourself as well. You seem to get launched a little bit further. I think that's because as the player, you weigh more than the entities, which is kind of weird. Maybe that's something I think that should be fixed because in regular Portal, the blocks and yourself all get launched at the same rate. And something else that I almost feared forgetting, if you go ahead and you right-click on the aerial faith plates, you can actually adjust the horizontal and vertical power and whether or not it needs redstone. And needing redstone is a good idea as well, because I think there are various points in Portal 2 where they won't work unless you do something in the level first. But anyways, I can go ahead and I can set my vertical power here to be way too much. I can set my horizontal power to be next to nothing, and then boom! Yeah. So you can mess around with them at your leisure, and then maybe you could have one for, you know, the blocks that you want to launch, and then one for yourself or something. The possibilities are definitely endless in terms of you being able to adjust those. So another thing that was implemented as well, and this one is new, I don't believe this was in any of the previous versions, is the electronic intelligence indicator. And basically what this is that thing that when it gets powered by redstone either tells you if the thing that you completed is complete or not. So as you can see here, has a check mark when it's powered by redstone, and it doesn't. It's just essentially like an indicator of some sort. So very simple. The next one is the high energy pellet launcher and catcher. And if you guys, again, have played regular Portal, you would know how this works. If I go ahead and I launch this here, you'll see that it'll bounce around. It's going to hit this wood because this wood is actually in the way, and it's kind of funny too. This will actually make a mark every single time it actually hits something here. Though these don't behave in the exact same way that the regular ones do in game. The ones in game actually, the way these work is that they will stay alive for a certain amount of time. But these ones in Minecraft here will stay alive for a certain amount of times they hit a wall. So if this never hits a wall, it'll just go forever. So let me just go ahead and let me give you guys an example here. Let me go ahead and let me hit the button here, and then when it hits that wall, bam. So this one is going to die fairly quickly because it's going back and forth just like that. And if I go ahead and I right click on this here to retract the piston, there is also the crafting recipe for the high energy pellet catcher. So that's crafted in this way, just like this. And essentially, if I go ahead and I right click here, it's going to be very simple little demo here. When it catches the pellet, it'll power any redstone around it, and as you can see here, I have the little indicator indicating that, yes, you have in fact completed the thing. So yeah. So anyways, a couple more things that were supposed to be implemented. However, I took a look in, I searched, you know, discouragement. None of these were implemented. I searched for all of them, and I wanted to search for the checkpoint one as well. All of these chests are actually empty, except for this one, because this is how you craft the checkpoint blocks. But these are things that are going to be added in future versions of the mod itself. And the discouragement, beam emitter, beam catcher, beam sensor, I believe these are going to have something to do with the red, like the red laser that was in the Portal 2. So the beam emitter is going to be what's going to launch out the red beam, I think. The beam catcher is going to be what catches it, and then the beam sensor, not too sure. The redirection cube, that one's pretty obvious. It's that cube that you carry around and it redirects the laser wherever you want it to go. The cube vent is going to be the vent that's going to drop down the cubes, much like that one over there. That'll redirect the discouragement beam. And then there's the checkpoint blocks, which I guess is as it would say it is. It allows you to, when powered, you set a checkpoint. So anyways, I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to cover with this mod. If I did wind up missing anything, there's always the forum thread that you can check out. If there's ever anything new that is added in with this mod, you can go ahead and you can check it out with the mod itself. Again, the link is going to be in the description below if you want to download it. I believe you do have to go directly to iChan's website for the actual download link, but the link in the description is going to link to the Minecraft forum thread directly. So anyways, guys, I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to cover with this mod. My name is AntVenom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.